Hi, this is Dr. Philip Morphew, wellness chiropractor, energy medicine practitioner and intuitive healer. I want to talk to you a little about why we take x-rays and a little bit about the x-rays. First of all, the x-rays that we use, there's no more radiation in them than flying to Melbourne and back or to your local capital city and back. Very low radiation, very safe, and probably the lowest you'll ever find. So why do we take them? First of all, I don't guess with your well-being. I don't guess with your health. I don't guess with your spine. Unless I can see, and I'm not Superman, so I don't have x-ray vision, then I like to know what's going on underneath. And some of the things I've seen over almost 40 years of practice is some of the things that have been, people have begged me not to take them, but I've ultimately convinced them to take them. And what we've seen has changed their life, because if I'd done something there, it could have ended up not so well for them and obviously for me. So that's why I do it. First of all, safety. The second thing is the brain and the spinal cord. The first part of us to form in utero is our brain and spinal cord. So it's like an ongoing uploaded information system. So if there's a bit of a glitch or a bit of a buffer or a little bit of a dropout in signal, we'll end up with a curvature in the spine. That's where all curvatures start from, apart from the ones if someone's fallen out of a 10-story building or got hit by a B-double or a big truck or run over by a bulldozer. Well, there's definitely going to be some structural damage. But the general curvature of the spine starts in utero and develops all the way through. Let me explain a couple of things. So we will take a series of x-rays and then we will look at things. We'll look at like the pelvis. We'll look through the pelvis. We look all the way then through up to the very top part of the spine. We'll look at all the gaps between the vertebrae to make sure there's no major degeneration. And then we also check the neck. Now in this case, you'll notice the neck is going backwards. Now the normal cervical curve is a forward-facing curve, and that's for general function, etc. When I see a neck like that, generally the person holds back, holds their deepest vulnerability in. They don't go there with what's happening. That's very, very private or very deep for them. So we tend to push back, and physiologically we push back, and therefore the neck ends up like that. Now, if we go to a different spine and we have a look at this, and this is a major what we call scoliosis. Now that's a big word. Scoliosis means curvature. That's it. Spondylolisthesis just means a little bit of a slip, but there's lots of cartilage and ligaments and everything holding that, so it's not going to slip forward too much. In this case, we have a severe scoliosis or curvature. Now, on inquiring to the particular patient what happened when she was in utero, in this case, her mother found out she was unexpectedly pregnant. The father of her father died when she was 6 months of utero, and then the mother's father died another month later. So this area, when I see this, huge amount of grief, huge amount of feeling between a rock and a hard place, and a whole lot of stuff that's out of general control. So do we straighten it? No, it's not about straightening it. It's about getting the neurological system and the nervous system, jet energy system functioning better and clearer so that person can live better, okay? So again, we're looking at function versus the structure, because you're not going to straighten that. It's not about straightening it. Now, I've seen minor scoliosis, minor curve straightened, because they weren't as deep a pattern as this and hadn't been in this person's body for as many decades. Now, if we go then to this, we have actually a pretty well, nicely balanced curve in the neck. So when that's happening, that person's actually able to enunciate, able to let stuff out, and is quite open about how she was feeling, and very open about what had happened when she was in utero and her early childhood, which was quite traumatic. So it therefore is able to help me help them. So one of the reasons we take x-rays, safety. Second reason, to make sure that we find any in utero build-up or glitches. And thirdly, just so that we can have a benchmark of what's happening inside the body.